Hi there, Josh here today with Evergreen Tutorials, here to tell you about the WORKDAY.INTL function in Excel 2016. This function is eerily similar to the Workday function, although there is an added benefit here. Let's type it in here, WORKDAY.INTL, left parenthesis, I'm going to put in today, close, days. I'm going to say I have 50 days to work on something, comma, weekend. This is a little special. So normally the Workday function will take your Saturday and your Sunday as your weekend, and I can even specify that here, but I can also specify something else. Like for me personally, I don't work on Sundays, but I do work on Saturdays. So I'm going to put in 11 there, comma, holidays, and I'm going to take off February 14th because I'm going to take out my lady on a date, right parenthesis, press enter, and I get 43,192. Makes sense. Put it into a short date and it looks a little bit more sane. So let's go over some of the inputs of the WORKDAY.INTL. It'll accept the date in any kind of format. Although if you are hand typing in a date, so up here I have a bunch of today functions, but here I have a typed in date. Excel will look at this and take it as a math problem before it takes it as a date. So it'll think 12 divided by 25 divided by 2017, and then you get a very small number, and then it just looks confusing. So what you want to do is, if you're ever typing in a date into this function, put it in quote. And it will also accept any function that gives you a date, such as the today function, the date function, and so forth. Moving on here, I put it together an example. The Workday and the WORKDAY.INTL function are friends with project management. So you might face a question in life of something requires 50 working days minus the weekends and holidays. When's it going to be done? This is what this function is for. So WORKDAY.INTL, left parenthesis, I'm going to select today. So I'm assuming it starts today, comma, 50 days, comma, weekend. Like I said, I personally don't work on Sunday. So 11, comma, holidays. And over here, I have a list of holidays. What I can do is I can select it like that, but that wouldn't be quite right because it'll look at holiday and think that's not a formatted date. So what you want to do is just select those dates that you have there. Now for any of these dates, they do not have to be in quotes. Excel will still pick those up and still work with those. So right parenthesis, enter, and my answer is 4/2/2018. Now again, make sure that it comes out in formatted short date. If it doesn't, go up to the number format and change that. Another thing I wanted to mention about the WORKDAY.INTL function is that it's wrong. Well, not quite wrong. Let's just try it out here. What I've noticed is that it starts a day after. So my start date is this, comma, network days, comma, 11. I'll work on Sundays and then take out my holidays and press enter. And we actually get an end date that is after the end date up here. So what WORKDAY.INTL and Workday function, what they're doing is starting a day after, and it's returning that day after. It's always going to be like a +1. So if you want to be more accurate, just take this whole function and -1 to it, and you get 77 there. Moving on over here to the serial number in Excel speak. Earlier you might have noticed the date that came out in 43,000 something. Well, Excel actually, for all of its dates, looks at January 1st, 1900, and then it counts days up to the current day. So oddly enough, today is 43,132 days since January 1st, 1900. The whole purpose of this is just so if we have to add 50 days to it, we can add 50 days to this and not this slash number. Excel might be like, well, where do I add that 50? Do I add it in the days? Do I add it in the months, the years? So just to make everything simple, Excel just converts everything that's a date into this serial number here, the 43,132, and sometimes you might see decimals in there. So I'm going to change this from today to now, and I'm unformat that, and we actually get decimals to the right, and that's the fractional part of the day. Not quite too important for the WORKDAY.INTL, but just as something to keep in mind. I'm Josh here with Evergreen Tutorials, and we went over the WORKDAY.INTL function in Excel 2016. If you have any questions, please leave a comment below. We'll try to get back to you. If you like this video, please subscribe for other videos. We try to release new videos daily here.